Story time with Umu Adilah. Reflecting Aisha's selflessness and generosity. The ripples of kindness. Once upon a time, in a quaint village nestled between rolling hills and lush greenery, there lived a wise and kind woman named Umu Adilah. She was beloved by everyone in the village for her gentle demeanor and profound wisdom. Children flocked to her, eager to hear her captivating stories, each brimming with life lessons and moral guidance. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in vibrant hues of orange and pink, Umu Adilah prepared to share another story. Beneath the spreading branches of a majestic mango tree, she sat with her daughter Adilah and a group of children from the village. The mango tree, old and strong, seemed to cradle them in its shade, as if it too longed to hear her tale. Adilah, a bright and curious girl of 13, looked up at her mother with sparkling eyes. She always treasured these moments, knowing the stories carried lessons she would carry throughout her life. With a warm smile, Umu Adilah began. Long ago, in a bustling city, there lived a young girl named Aisha. Aisha was known not for her wealth or beauty, but for the kindness that radiated from her heart. Though her family had very little, she was always willing to share what she had with those who had less. Her belief was simple yet profound: in giving, there is abundance. One chilly morning, as Aisha prepared a small meal from what little she had, there came a knock at her door. Standing there was a weary beggar, his clothes tattered and his face drawn with hunger. "Please," he said, "I have not eaten for days. Can you spare anything?" Without hesitation, Aisha invited him in, offering him her only meal for the day. As the beggar ate, his eyes filled with tears. "Why are you so generous," he asked, "when you yourself have so little?" Aisha smiled and replied, "Because in the eyes of Allah, our wealth is not measured by what we have, but by what we give." The beggar finished his meal and stood, his form suddenly transforming before her eyes. No longer a poor man, he now shone with radiant light. He revealed himself to be an angel sent by Allah to test her faith. "Your generosity has pleased Allah greatly," the angel said. "For your kindness and trust in Him, you will be rewarded manifold." From that day, Aisha's life changed. Her selflessness inspired her neighbors, who began helping one another in ways they never had before. The small acts of kindness she had sown blossomed into a wave of compassion that transformed her entire city. As Umu Adilah finished her story, the children around her sat in rapt silence, their hearts touched by Aisha's remarkable faith and generosity. Adilah finally spoke, her voice filled with wonder. "Mother, is it true that such small actions can make such a big difference?" Umu Adilah smiled and placed a gentle hand on her daughter's shoulder. "Yes, my dear Adilah. Every act of kindness, no matter how small, is like a drop of water in a still pond. It creates ripples that spread far and wide. In the eyes of Allah, even the smallest good deed is of great value." She paused, looking at each child gathered around her. "Remember, my dear children, kindness and generosity are not just actions, they are reflections of the light of Islam within us. When we give selflessly, we bring joy to others and draw closer to Allah." The stars began to twinkle in the darkening sky, and the gentle rustle of the mango tree leaves seemed to echo the lessons of the story. Umu Adilah and Adilah sat in peaceful silence, their hearts warmed by the beauty of the tale and the wisdom it carried. As the children rose to leave, their faces lit with inspiration, they promised to practice the lessons they had learned. And in that quiet village under the starlit sky, the seeds of kindness and compassion were sown in their young hearts, ready to bloom and bring blessings to the world. Like, comment, subscribe, and follow for more Islamic stories and content that inspire hearts and strengthen faith.